Salutations, my friends. This is Eds, and today we're going to be talking about the Splatoon 3 information we got on the Splatoon Direct. It wasn't a Splatoon Direct, but I mean, like, if you were a Splatuber, you were like, this is the Splatoon Direct. Unless you're like me, in which case, okay, anyway, the biggest thing though I noticed that was going on when I was watching the thing is that there is no spawn point. And this is something I should have picked up from before when Splatoon 3 was first revealed or whatever. Should have been like, oh, they don't have a spawn point. They have these floating explosions with the spawn point symbol on them that shoot them out. And I think that's going to be great because you can't get locked into your spawn anymore because you can shoot out somewhere else. I think that'll keep people from getting boxed in, like when they're against a team that's really good. They won't be as boxed in anymore, and I know that's going to pose a problem sometimes when you're trying to box in your opponents and make sure they can't leave spawn. It might be a little bit more difficult now because there's no set position where they spawn anymore. I do have to say, I love the way that the charger hangs from its spawn point. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Another obvious thing to note, they're fighting here on Tilapia Avenue. It's not actually called that, I promise. But it looks like it's going to be a fun stage. I can't imagine it in any mode other than Turf War because that's what they showed. But it looks like it's going to be a nice callback to Flounder Heights because it's in an apartment setting. Also, this hairstyle right here, the tentacle braids for the squid, absolutely perfect. I love it. There's a couple of specials on display, and I'm specifically, first we're going to go over this one, the one that looks like a stationary shield. Now, of course, the first thing that came to, I'm sure, a lot of people's mind, and it at least came to my mind first, is what would happen if you put something like this on the tower? Well, I think it wouldn't work, and this is my explanation. That thing, that it comes with a base and it has a thing that floats above it. What I'm thinking is if that base is moved from underneath the circle thing that's at the top that's casting the shield, I think it might malfunction and break. So I believe if you put the base on the tower and the thing shoots up above it, it's either A, gonna stay stationary while the tower moves from under it, or B, it's gonna break as soon as the base moves from underneath the umbrella thing. That's how I think it's gonna work. I mean, like, if it just stayed on the tower and you protect the tower as long as it's moving or whatever, this is assuming that tower control comes back. There's a possibility that it doesn't come back and there's some kind of new crazy mode that we have to play. But if it's tower control and that thing is able to be placed on the tower, just 4 tower, like if you just have a team of 4 of those and put them all on the tower, there might be a problem. But it might be the case where you can just get inside of it and kill people. I think it's obvious that you can shoot through it from the inside to the out. It looks like this roller did the thing where you can flick from inside outside. But I hope that there's something done about it for the tower, or at least make it like the bubbler where, I mean, the bubbler, the ink armor where if you get hit, or the bubbler, but if you get hit with it, like while you're on the tower, it gets like ricocheted off into oblivion or whatever. Backtracking to this crab-like special where it's like the Brawler, if the Brawler was mixed with the not the Inkzuka, if it was mixed with the Explosion. However, I've noticed something. It was a couple of frames, but I think that this crab walker, whatever you want to call it, this crab Brawler, it has 2 modes of fire. Now, you see it shoot the big explosion blast to blow somebody up, but there's like a frame before it switches over to the next cut or whatever. There's a frame where it shoots a really fast, narrow bullet, and I'm wondering if it's something that you have to charge in order to shoot the big blast, or if it's something where you push one button to shoot the small blast and you push the other button to shoot the big blast. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but that's such a neat special. I hope you can roll people over when you're in the baller phase, but it might not be the same where you can just, it might be like the baller where you can bump them twice and then they explode, but it doesn't seem like you can hold it down to make it self-destruct or anything, so it is going to be different from the baller. It looks like Museum de Alfonsino is back from Splatoon 1, which is good because I used to like that stage. It was kind of weird with the little twisting thing in the middle, but I always liked the locale of Museum de Alfonsino. And on this stage, we have a new special. The Splash-O-Matic, it looks like, comes with a new special that we have not seen before, and it's like you're monkeying around, you have really long stretch arms, which makes sense. They have no bones, but I didn't think that there would ever be a special like this. You can traverse so much ground if you use this special, and I don't know if it's only strictly, I don't think it's going to be strictly horizontal, but you can use it to get to places that you shouldn't get to, and I'm sure that it'll only work if you can hit it with an inkable surface. Like if it's an inkable surface, you can attach to it, but if it's a surface where it's like the ink runs off and you can't do that, or you can't swim up it, you won't be able to do so. And I think that's great. I imagine that you can hit the wall and hide there if you wanted to, or you can like use it to traverse. I'm sure you can use it to blow people up. I would love to monkey punch somebody from across the stage. It seems like something that would be really fun to me. And don't think I didn't notice this little detail. It seems like the umbrella has some kind of dually jump or back dodge, or maybe every weapon has this kind of thing. I don't think so, because if they did, then the dualies would have there would be no point to the dualies. So either A, the undercover umbrella has something, or B, this is a new kind of umbrella, or there's something here where you can back step, because he was going forward and they backstepped. They just back jumped, and I don't know what that is, but I think that's going to be a useful element in gameplay. I'm sure it's going to take some ink, and there's a lot of little things in here that my brain probably wouldn't be able to gather all of, but I hope I can give you guys a nice informed view of my point of view. Oh yeah, and story-wise, I think it's really good that they're finally reintroducing mammals, and I think they're gonna go back into the backstory of Judd and Judd Jr. and, well, Mini Judd or whatever. But they're gonna go back into the backstory of those two, and obviously DJ Octavio is the main villain once again. Either he's gonna be the main villain, or he's gonna be like, oh, we have to team up in order to fight these mammalians. So there's something going on there. It's probably Octavio again. Let's be honest. I am a little concerned that I have not seen Callie and Marina and Pearl. I'm sad that I haven't seen Marina and Pearl. Also, a random side note before I end this video, that crab special seems to be on the Clash Blaster. I just noticed it when I was running through the video again, and that crab special is part of the Clash Blaster. That Clash Blaster user has it, and you can see it at the very beginning where he's shooting his Clash Blaster, because that's what it has to be, and he gets his special. I think that's what the new special spark when you gain your special looks like. It looks like that. It looks like that. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome that the Clash Blaster has that, because I love the Clash Blaster. And now that about wraps up this video. Did you find anything special that I didn't find? Please put it in the comments below so I can read them all. I be reading them all, I promise you, I be reading them. So put them all in the comments if you want. I'd love to see, and I'll heart things that I might have missed, so other people can get that information as well. I'll see you next time.